Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. Let's talk about Goncalo Ramos to Paris Saint Germain. Obviously, Goncalo Ramos has been linked with Paris Saint Germain, and in this video, we'll be looking at every single report, looking at how he could fit in at Paris Saint Germain, comparing him to our attackers, comparing him to other attackers we're linked with, and giving the rating a quality rating and a probability rating of Goncalo Ramos joining Paris Saint Germain. First of all, let's look at all the different reports. First of all, just in pending confirmation, PSG are making moves for Benfica striker, 21-year-old Goncalo Ramos. He's a priority according to Abu Labit. Second of all, Justin Goncalo Ramos is at the top of PSG's priorities, and list negotiations could take place very soon. Paris will have to offer at least 80 million to convince Benfica. Again from Abu Labit. Goncalo Ramos are climbing position in the PSG's list. The Benfica striker, already approached by Manchester United to consider him a top target, has a release clause set around 120 million. Leveraging on his long-term contract until 2026 won't give a discount. PSG will check on the condition of Goncalo Ramos. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Manchester United have all been linked with the Portuguese player. And last year, PSG attack for Goncalo Ramos. PSG plans to start their negotiations with Benfica to secure the striker's services. The player has a clause of 120 million. However, the leaders of SL Benfica will be ready to negotiate from 80 million, which is great. Obviously, Goncalo Ramos, 21-year-old striker with a contract expiring in 2026 with a 50 million market value, Portuguese, currently playing at Benfica. And this is his stats: his non-penalty goals, his shots total, assists, shot creating actions, dribbles completed, touches in penalty area, progressive passes received, and progressive carries. And these are his top stats. Obviously, his non-penalty XG is one of the highest in Europe. Obviously, he's playing in Liga NOS, which is not the absolute strongest league, but still having those numbers just tells you how good he is. And obviously, his big performance versus Switzerland: 3 goals, 1 assist, 26 touches, 5 shots on targets, 10 passes. So he's very similar to Icardi. Doesn't take that much of the ball, but can also potentially, I mean, he can pass, he can assist, he can create, but his main threat is scoring goals and being all the time in the box. And he obviously could play as a striker in with a cam underneath him and Mbappe to the left, or potentially as a lone striker, Mbappe on the left and Asensio on the right. So that is good. So he's pretty much a striker, and as you can see by the heat map, him camping in the box, that's beautiful, and that's exactly what we want to see from our striker. And these are his stats compared to our star strikers this season: 26 goals and 5 assists, more goals than both Messi and Neymar, less than Mbappe, and way less assists than everybody else, which gives us a profile what Goncalo will give us. He will give us goals. Assists, we may hope for it, but it's mostly goals. And here are stats compared to Eminem, obviously the 3 best attackers and 3 best players in the world, so you're not going to have that many great stats, but his XG is really good. Second, touches in penalty area. Second in shots total. Third, all the other stats are red, but I really don't care about him making dribbles and progressive passes and progressive carries. That's the job for Neymar Jr. next season. But I also compared him to strikers that we're linked with: the Colomani, the Osimhen, the Harry Kane. What I would say is Harry Kane, he's that dynamic attacker, and Colomani is a dynamic attacker, but a bit younger. Osimhen, he's the striker, and then you got Goncalo, who's also striker, but a bit weaker than Osimhen by looking at the stats. Colomani and Harry Kane, they have the shot creating actions, the progressive carries, the progressive passes, the successful take-ons, whilst Goncalo and Osimhen, they are competing for the XG, shots total, and touches in penalty area, which is great to see. And obviously, lastly, let's talk about money. Let's talk about contract. He would cost between 80 to 120. I believe we can get him for 80 or like 90, and that would be a really good deal. He's 21 years of age, has a long contract, and 90 million, especially compared to all the other players that we're linked with, would be a really great option. And he only has a 19k wage at Benfica, so he wouldn't even have that high of a wage here at Paris Saint Germain. The probability of the signing happening, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Obviously, Harry Kane, it looks like he will be staying at Spurs, but Paris Saint Germain's priority signing is still Victor Osimhen, so Goncalo is a plan B if Osimhen does not happen or he joins another club. And the signing, I will give it an 8 out of 10. Goncalo is a really great player. He's young. And that's what we need. We need a new generation at Paris Saint Germain. We already got Ugarte and Kang In Lee. Let's add Goncalo Ramos to that. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys want Goncalo Ramos at Paris Saint Germain? Yes or no? Oui or no? That's been it. Allez, allez, allez Paris.